I just want to do a short little introduction to let you know I don't have a bio for Miss Carissa and Susan, so I'll let them introduce themselves. But Garrett, who was our speaker yesterday, he was born and raised on the Navajo reservation. I agree. And that's Marcus taking their picture. But Garrett was born and raised on the Navajo reservation. His clans are the Bitter Water Clan, born for the Red Running into the Water Clan. His maternal grandfather's clan is the Mexican clan, and his paternal grandfather's clan is the Many Hogans clan. He's from a small community of, I don't want to say this wrong, okay, Sasquatch, New Mexico, and is an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation. Garrett underwent his spiritual awakening in 2008. It happened on the 27th day of his 27th year. I can relate to that, Garrett. In this transitionary period, Garrett was dealing with a job layoff, the birth of his nephew, and the visions of the future. And due to his Navajo heritage, Garrett has always encompassed his spiritual upbringing into his everyday life. This provided a solid foundation to which Garrett could rely on for assistance and guidance. After his awakening, Garrett was given guidance from an elder of the tribe to assist the people of Earth. Upon receiving his eagle feathers, Garrett was initiated into the world of shamanism. His mentor had informed Garrett of his role to act as a bridge between cultures, in addition to providing healing and counsel to those who sought his energies. The elder confirmed Garrett's gift of sight is known as a seer among the Navajo. His gift also included hands-on healing through energy that radiated from his hands. Garrett is currently acting in service to his people and people of Earth, using the wisdom and knowledge to bring healing to those in need. Yay, thank you. So we'll let him begin. Thank you, Garrett.
Garrett Duncan Eunice, yeah. Twitch eat ni neslido tkachi ni bushes chin. Na kai de ne dasha che ho one planet dasha nelle. Telt nas dite, Isa nasha. Akot ayat de nenishlo. So good morning, everybody. My name is Garrett Duncan, and thank you to Kelly and Kiwani for having me here. As she mentioned, she did indicate that I'm an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation. I come from a small community called Sanasti, New Mexico, located about 25 miles south of Shiprock. Who's been to Navajo country? Raise of hands, please. Yay! You got to represent, right? We got to show the Northwest natives how we roll. Yeah, if there's one thing about natives and among the Navajo tradition, this is how you become an honorary member. We start teasing you like no other, right, Gayle? I want to introduce also my sidekicks here, all of these individuals that have journeyed with me. We all currently right now, we live in Denver, Colorado. We are members of the Healing Arts Center there. We provide classes, we provide workshops, we provide counsel healing sessions. Each one of them, also our students, are working with me in their shamanic aspect. They're bringing those teachings, they're bringing the energies and awareness. And they're also squashy lovers. So since the squashies have come to us, we have been working together and collaboratively to share their teachings and to bring about illumination in this manner. So kudos to them. Gayle Fowler, Karissa Fisher, and Susan as well. So they'll be coming up here and sharing their stories. And from what we recall, back in August of this year, on our journey to the Gathering of Healers down on the Navajo Nation, and it's an annual event as well. And so prior to our journey down there, we had encounters with our Sasquatch friends in the local mountain range. So we'll be sharing with you our interactions that we've had with them. And they've also bestowed upon us gifts to bring. So I do want to mention that these medicine bags that we have, there's some secret ingredient in here that we will be sharing with you. So if you have your medicine bags with you, be prepared to open them and take them out, okay? The one thing I do want to open up with is what was given guidance to me, in addition to the telepathy, the activation that was given to us for your telepathic channels. In case you don't know, the Sasquatch nation has a strong number resonance to the sevens. So anytime you see sevens, that's how you know, especially the double sevens, so 7-7. So this activation encapsulates those energies. And so with you being here, you might have noticed that on your journey. I kept seeing 7-11 as I was coming here. So, yeah, I know, right? It's awesome. She's like, oh my God, really? I'm like, yeah, that's how we roll. The Squatchy rolls their dice in sevens, right? Yep, so this telepathic activation that I'll be providing is going to be utilizing that number. But prior to that, I was given insight and guidance, and this is how I normally roll. I go with the flow a lot. So if the Star Nations or Sasquatch, if they're here, they certainly provide to me what energies need to be infused. And as Kelly was talking this morning about the rainbow prophecy, this aspect of us that comes from different Star Nations, it's more than just, let's see how to explain it. It's more than just on the physical aspect of who we are. It's more than just us being, born into that particular ethnicity, the ethnic group, all your backgrounds there. The rainbow prophecy extends beyond that. And what it is also encapsulate, what Shakara was mentioning about your galactic signature. So each of you coming here, the best way I can explain it is think of your favorite color. Whatever it is that you most love, whatever favorite color, if it could be all colors. I'm sure Kelly resonates with violet, but she loves rainbows as well. Rainbow, it could be all colors. So this aspect, this color, this variation is your galactic signature. And my understanding is that the Star Nations said that when you first split off from Source, when we split off from Source, it's the first incarnation that you ever had. Very, 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 very rarely do we ever choose Earth. If you choose Earth, you're crazy. No, I'm just kidding. So what it is that aspect that of you is that planet that you incarnated in. So that favorite color, that's the reason why it resonates with you so much. And so this rainbow prophecy encapsulates this aspect too, which is the galactic nature of who we are coming from the stars. Because some of us, such as myself, I've been around the block, as I like to say. I've come and incarnated on Earth several times. I've seen aspects of me that were Egyptian. I've seen aspects of me that were Druidic. I've seen aspects of me that were Nordic. I've seen aspects in which I was Mayan, Incan, even mound builder. I've seen those pieces of me. So I've been here quite a few times. And so this resonance, this energy indicates to me that, yes, I've been more coming to Earth, to help the people in this fashion and in this way. And so when Kelly was talking about this rainbow prophecy, I was given insight by the Star Nations. And as Shakara was doing her light language, it was coming through that, in addition to the telepathic activation that you guys will be receiving, that you're also going to be receiving the rainbow activation, which is the eighth ray of the 13 sacred rays of creation. This is the other aspect of me. Yesterday I had talked about working very much on an earthly level, working with the Sasquatch, working with, our ancestors, working with those beings that are here, elementals, fairies, they come to me. But the aspect of me that you haven't seen yet is this galactic nature. I know I have a very deep and strong connection to the Eagle Nation. They have shared with me that, they come from another world that's not here. They were never part of Earth. That was not their initial home planet. A lot of the animals have this signature. They have this energy. And just to give you a real brief insight, it correlates a lot to what Camus and Sunbo's book talking about the intergalactic nature of the planet. And what Mama Earth had shared with me is that she had shared that the templates, think of it as a computer program, that the templates were brought here from Star Brothers and Sisters. And they were downloaded into the planet, into Mama Earth, and the theory of evolution came about as a result. So where there were tweaks here and there, these encodements, these placements of these holographic images that were infused into her earthly body, and then from that instance, Mama Earth was able to create, all her creations, right down to the bees, right down to the insects, right down to the plants. So they initially had said, we didn't transfer these things on our ships. We didn't transfer them. We brought the holographic templates, and then we put those into Mama Earth, and then Mama Earth grew them. She raised them and tweaked them here, tweaked them there, and of course, the Star Nations were there facilitating all of this. So this is an aspect of the galactic aspect of who we are, and here on Mama Earth, her role with this ascension process, and also with the galactic nature of this system in particular. So this element has come through. So I do want to share with you the 8th ray, which is the all rainbow colors. All rainbow colors, this activation, I'm going to bring it forward. These activations were given to my dear soul sister. Also, her name is Shirley Bolstock. I do want to give her some credit here. She's bringing these activations, and Shirley and I have been bringing to Earth these sacred rays. Just most recently, we brought in the crystalline skull. We brought in the 16th skull, which is named Odin. Prior to that, we had the 14th skull, and her name was Angelica. And then, sorry, I meant to say 16th skull was, who was it, guys? Aga. She is an African dancing skull. And the 15th skull, sorry, was Odin, and the 14th skull was Angelica. There's a total of 24 skulls that are going to be coming into placement that are anchoring into Mama Earth. We're going to bring the same thing as I mentioned. We're bringing it from those higher dimensions into Mama Earth so that they can manifest into physical form. So her and I are going to be bringing in the 17th and 18th skull together, which are to help and assist with the realm of the oceans and realm of the dolphins. So this type of work is which I've been doing, on a more galactic level of things. Now you can understand, why I keep indicating that I'm in service as a bridge to many of the peoples, but now I'm working with the Star Nations in this aspect. So I do want to start with this 8th ray activation, bringing forward the rainbow colors, all aspects. So I want you for right now to go ahead and take some deep breaths. Okay, and I'm going to have Carissa, Gayle, and SuSun. They're going to tone. They're going to tone after pause, so you'll feel that vibration come through. I welcome into this circle, into this space, here and now, as we continue to be, as we continue to shine. I ask now for Mahakohan to stand with us, to align with us, bringing forth Rainbow Bridge to Spirit, the clearer of karma, the teacher of karma, bringing forth rainbow colors, the master of the eternal rainbow fire, the fire that burns in your hearts, in your soul, and will light this galaxy. You are the chosen ones who will bring the eternal rainbow fire into this dimension and be the light of the eternal frequencies which will change the course of destiny. May God be everlasting. We are the light of one. Integration, activation now of all rainbow colors. 333, 444, 555, 666, 777, 888, 999, 1010, 1111. Begin now integration activation of the 1122.11 hertz. Attach 8th rainbow ray 141106.9 from the pyramids of Machu Picchu and from the ancient land of the Andean Mountains 324576083. Attach now rainbow rays to the violet flame. Begin integration activation with emplacement of here of this energy of this lens 1122.11 times 2.997925 equals 3364.0 times 10 plus 8 equals 96055.2.03 divided by 3.95.
Love, joy,
equals 15329.63 times 10 minus 7 equals 45988.88. 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 equals 34. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 13 times 19 equals 544 times 10 plus 1.4 equals 3201.6 times 7.58968.354 equals 47068.18 times 2.997925 equals 141106.9.
love,
If you feel called to tone, you may do so.
joy, laughter, colors.
Begin integration and activation now of the 8th ray. Breathe, inhale 4 times very deeply. Allow these colors and allow these vibration frequencies to now be placed within your heart space, within your energy fields. Allow all colors of the rainbows to flow within and out, bringing forth this prophecy, to take place here, anchoring in your body, in your physicality, your mental, your emotional, all aspects of you. And so it is.
Love, joy, laughter, colors.
Now you can all laugh and smile. You guys are being too serious. Welcome back. Welcome back into your bodies. How did you guys feel? Yay! Awesome. Yep. So the Star Nations had asked that this bring brought forward this day, just in the nick of time, if you want to call it that. But I do want to introduce Gayle Fowler of Gifts. She's my dear soul sister. She's a spirit sister. I love to tease Gayle, and like as I mentioned, in Navajo culture, we tease like no other. So that's how you become officially a member part of the tribe. And so Gayle, she's already on my will because of the amount of teasing that I give her. So I want to bring Gayle on board, and she will share with you, her experiences with our journey to the Navajo Nation. And this happened on around August 1st, the 1st of this year, so only a few weeks ago. So, this is Gayle.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, we're good. Okay, so thank you all for coming. This has been an exciting event for us. We had been planning it since, I think, February. And we originally had 10 people that were going to come with us. And slowly, mic up. What? Speak into it. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Sorry, vertically challenged here. Better? Yeah. Okay. All right. Where was I? Hello. So we had a great group coming in, and little things happened. Some people were not able to make it. But the four of us came in as a group. We drove in from Colorado, had a lot of experiences actually on our way here. So that's something we can share as well. But for my journey, I'm originally from Hawaii, born and raised, moved to Colorado in '96, where I became a Reiki master teacher. I'm also a practicing shaman, so I had to combine the two together. So what a great way to experience this by going to the Gathering of the Healers at Window Rock, Arizona. But actually what I think was the best part of it was Garrett sharing his home with us. And we were able to go to the sheep camp, which at first, my roughing camping is like a KOA. So it was a little difficult for me. I said, what about my hair? I need to shower, all these things. So, but what happened was we were getting some barriers, some like saying, oh, you shouldn't go type of thing. So we let that go, and lo and behold, we were able to experience it. And, I kind of got excited about it, but then I also had this dream, probably could have been put there from the Sasquatch, but I was in my tent, and that one of them would stick their head underneath and and I would scream. And so I had this fear about that, going, I don't know if I want to experience that. But so that was stuck in my mind through the whole thing, but luckily it didn't happen. But what happened for me, it was a great spiritual awakening. And so what happened as part of this journey, we had so many experiences, so we'll share like the highlights for us. So one of the highlights, we were going to offer the horns of ears of corn. Okay, I am not in my body, I just have to say that, they're pulling me out. So here we are, we're walking in the dark. And there was it was not necessarily full moon, but a lot of moonlight. So me being the not so ambitious camper, I'm like, I think I need my light because I don't want to walk into cow poop. They're like, don't worry about that, Gayle. So we're going in and we're walking, and Garrett's saying, stay in your heart space, stay in your heart space. We're all holding the ears of corn. And then all of a sudden we hear this hooting and calling. Like it must have been, I don't know, like 8, 9, there's a lot. So I'm standing there and I looked at Garrett because I heard it, and I'm thinking when we hear them, it'll be like, you have to listen like those EVPs, listen very closely. These were loud, very, very loud calls. And so I looked at Garrett and I said, is somebody doing ceremony? He goes, no, that's them. So I'm awestruck. Wow, this is amazing. And so that was my experience to actually have heard them and the excitement that was coming. So I heard some coming from this side, coming from that side. And instead of fear, I just felt love and welcoming. And that was totally awesome. So we all went in, and each one of us would put the ears of corn down, and it just felt so peaceful, so loving. I called this, connecting, it's our healer's journey to Sasquatch, because we were all a group of healers. And so all of us experienced little things here and there and tweaking our gifts. And so mine, it was the channeling. I had channeled before, but like 1 or 2, I was a reluctant channel, let's just say that. And I would try to control the issues, like, no, only one can come in. But part of this journey, all of this, I would say was fear, or I'm a control freak, so the not wanting to let go of things washed away. And I think it was the first night of the trip, Because, see, I don't remember these things, but luckily Carissa and SuSun were there. Was it 6 that I channeled or something like that? Well, 5 or 6. But it started because there was a sighting, which I'll let them share. But I said, let's open up. So I said, I'll open myself up as long as they're coming from the heart space and the light, that I will allow them to speak through me. And then next thing you know, 5 or 6 kind of just flowed out. And then throughout this, throughout our camping at the sheep camp, more and more came out of it. So then I no longer felt this fear or this need to control. And when I got the messages from the ancient ones, as well as the Sasquatch, many of them came forward, is that there's a message for everyone. And so my role was to just be able to share the message. I said, well, can I remember some of it? You know, which they did allow me, but most of the time I don't remember all of it. So if I start to zone out, I may channel. Just saying. But I think the most awestruck I think it was the last day we were at the sheep camp. And so everyone's talking. You know, we've all been dirty and everything. But we're walking, and we were going to a place where Garrett's father or grandfathers had built the sweat lodge. So women are not allowed to go into the sweat lodge for the Navajo tradition. So we're kind of standing at a distance. So everyone's chatting. I think Karissa was off on one side, and there was another group on this side. And so I happened to look in front of me. There were these beautiful pine trees, and then there were smaller ones kind of going over a hill. So I'm kind of just looking, where is that sweat lodge? Then I saw before me, it looked almost human-sized, but, you know, taller, not very big, but black hair, and almost like as if it was a woman's hair, long covering the body. So I'm like, Garrett's behind me. Garrett. He's like, what? You know, did you see that? But it was gone. But that moment that I saw it was just amazing. And so I was thinking, well, who was that? Maybe it was something else. And Chris was like, you know what you saw. I was just like, oh my God, I actually saw one. You know, in real physical form rather than the spiritual or the etheric. And so part of our group, you know, there's many people who wanted to see them in person. And I mentioned before, I was kind of hesitant because, like, I don't know how I would react to an actual physical form. But it was just, I'm awestruck. And so last night it was interesting because we were up at the amphitheater, and Garrett started to channel, and he channeled Camus. So me being still the logical person, the skeptic, I had to ask Camus, who was that? And I'm waiting. And he says, you already know. Why are you asking? Oh, sorry. But when Garrett was talking to Sunbo this morning before this, we talked about it, and I explained to him what I saw. And the validation came through. I got all the goosebumps and everything. I saw Camus. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm still getting tingles. So this is amazing because prior to that, it was all through journeying that I would see the Sasquatch. Through one of them actually was in our office space for a long time. So I'd say, good morning, you know, how are you doing? But that validation to actually see something with my eyes rather than the etheric part of it was amazing. So that's part of what I wanted to share. So in a way, I had no problems with dealing with the spiritual Sasquatch. We talk all the time, but it was the physical part that I was afraid. I am no longer afraid. So they shared that gift, and part of opening up my natural healer's gift and my channeling. So that's my story. Thank you. And I'll talk about this later. Okay. SuSun, Karissa. So Karissa's going to come up next. Karissa Fisher. Thank you.
We'll see if this, I'm a little bit taller than Gayle. So. How is this, everybody? Good? Okay. Hi, I'm Karissa Fisher, and I'm born and raised in Denver, Colorado. And I just got awoken last year, 2016, in May. And since then, I am now a Reiki master teacher and a dragon Reiki master teacher, so I connect really strongly with dragon guides. I also work with bear medicine and snake medicine. So that's a little bit about me. So I first opened up to Sasquatch taking a class with Garrett in September about meeting spiritual Sasquatch. And I was really apprehensive. I was kind of afraid. I didn't know why, but I've always kind of been afraid of apes and gorillas and all of them. And I was like, but my mom's like, we gotta go. I'm so excited, we gotta go. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I'll go to class with you. And when I got there, they lined up behind us, and I could feel so much love in my heart. You could just feel them, that I was not afraid anymore. After one night of just feeling them there, just wiped out years of fear. So we were really excited to go to Garrett's property and to be able to connect with them. And it's such a blessing. And I'm so thankful for Garrett for sharing that part of him with us, because it was so beautiful. On the first night, we hadn't actually made it to his camp yet. We were in Aztec, New Mexico, camping by the side of the river. And my dad was with us, and I was over at the tent, and he was sitting at the campfire, and we'd gotten everything ready. It was only 4 of us, because our group had gotten separated. One of them blew a tire, so they ended up at a different place. So it was just Gayle, my mom, my dad, and I. And he's looking around, just trying to see the landscape, because we got there after dark, and it was kind of rainy. And he's like, oh my God, there's a Sasquatch over there. He saw the whole outline between it looked like right between 2 big trees. And so I come over and I'm like, Dad, what did you see? And he shines this bright light right at it. And I look and I see it, and I can see kind of like a reddish fur with part of an outline. The rest was behind the tree. And I'm like, Dad, stop shining the light on the Sasquatch. That's so rude. Because it was the second time, he's like flashing it again. And so we see that he's there, and Gayle comes over, and I was already being too nice. So I was like, you guys can't shine the light on it again. And we've already flashed it in the face twice. No. And we had this big other lantern that was lighting up our camp, and I'm like, okay, no, we want them to come closer and to interact with us, because we've been really hoping they'd come sit around the fire with us, and we could just commune together, because we know how loving they are, and we've been so excited to see them. So we go and we turn the lantern off, and then we're like blind, because we didn't realize how much it was ruining our night vision. So then we're like, okay, we know there's Sasquatch all around us, but we're not going to be afraid, even though we can't see anything, and we're just sitting in the dark. But it was funny, because I didn't know how I would do, but I wasn't afraid. I was proud of myself for being brave, and they were sending their love to us, so it helped a lot. So that night, they kind of came around and joined us, and that's when the first night that Gayle, she invited them into channel, and then she channeled like 6 other beings, like Grandfather Hawk and Grandmother White Buffalo Calf Woman. And it was really awesome. So that was just the first night of our trip, and it was so great to connect right off the bat, and they said they would be with us. So we go up to sheep camp, and Gayle already talked about the night we heard them, and I just want to say that it was the coolest thing. There was coyote sounds, and literally just like, whoop, whoop, woo! Like, they were so excited. And I have 2 children, and in that moment, I was like, this is the coolest thing that has ever happened to me, other than hearing my newborn baby scream. Hearing these loving beings coming out and just sharing with us. It was so amazing. And before that, I think it was the same day, they had been there etherically with us. Like Garrett could tell. We had a 9-year-old with us, actually, who could see them with us. And so he was telling us, don't walk there. And I kept walking through one of them. And then they were laughing at me, because I'd be like, whoop, oh, darn it. I walked through them again. But they offered a healing to all of us. So it was really spectacular. They taught us something that we're going to teach at the end here. And we were standing there, and they, like shamans, Garrett was working on one side, and the Sasquatch was working on the other, to help clear past life baggage, to clear other things. And it was such an amazing gift. And one of the members of our group had problems with her shoulder, like physically, she couldn't raise her arm. And after 20 minutes of that, she can raise her arm, and she's been able to ever since. So it was real, and it was intense, and it was just beautiful. So being out here, we have the opportunity. They are here. If you guys go out in the forest and you ask for healing and you offer them something from your heart, they may help you, because they're here just as much as they were there. This experience we had is not exclusive to us. It's for all of us here. So go ask them, go connect, go offer them something. They are ready to connect with you, and they are so happy that we're here wanting to work with them. So Thank you. Now I'm going to call forward SuSun Goddard, my mother, to the stage.
Good morning. My name is SuSun Goddard, and I was awakened a year and a half ago, and I am now a Reiki master. I work with White Buffalo Calf women. I work with White Buffalo medicine and eagle medicine and bear medicine as well. Okay. And this has been an incredible journey for me, meeting Garrett and Gayle, meeting Sasquatch. It all began a year ago when Garrett offered the Sasquatch class. And that was my first encounter. After the class, they actually showed themselves to me. They were jumping over my car. The only thing that I saw was legs, but it was quite an experience. They were so joyful, so filled with joy. On the way to New Mexico this year, one of the things that was so amazing to me is they kept coming through. They would give me butterflies in my heart. They were so filled with joy that we were coming, and they were so excited. And there were so many there when we got to the sheep camp. Doing the offering and hearing all of them was the most amazing thing in my life. Thank you. Oh, my rocks. Yes. I initially was gifted rocks from Sasquatch. I was told that they were going to give me a gift. And so I was on the lookout for something. I had no idea what it would be. And one day I was coming home from my pool, and I was walking through my grass to my home, and there was this rock that was completely out of place. Well, I picked it up, and I felt like it was my gift, but my human nature, I was like, no, this can't possibly be. So I stuck it in my rock garden, and it sat there for a few days, and I kept thinking about it. A week later, I went and picked it up, and I was like, this is my gift. And I said, thank you. And I took it into my home. Later that day, I had to go to the store. Well, right after that, actually, I had to go to the store. And I went, and when I came back, there was another rock right on my doorstep. And I knew it was another gift. They were very happy. I could feel that they were happy that I had acknowledged their first gift, and so they had given me a second gift. I was very excited. I took my stones in to Gayle and Garrett, and Gayle was looking at them, and she could feel that they went together in a way I had not noticed. So as she was holding them, they're two completely different types of just stone, but they go together and they form a heart. And it was the most amazing and beautiful thing as well, these gifts, and I treasure them. Sasquatch had wanted us to sing for them. And so we did. After dinner, we all got together, and we all went out into this little clearing and sang songs. And at first it was a little difficult because we're not all used to getting up and singing for anyone. So we got up and just sang whatever came to mind. And it was very beautiful. They were there. When you could feel when they were close, it would get colder, and it would just be so quiet. And there was no wind, there was no crickets. and they kept everything quiet whilst we were singing. And there was a fog that rolled in all around us. And when we were done, it was the most amazing thing. When we were done singing, and the wind that just automatically, it just came in, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I also, for the first time, started channeling that night. And before I began, the wind whooped and the fire, it just whipped everything around. It was amazing. It was kind of a hard act to follow there. No expectations on the channeling. But it was an amazing experience. I'm very grateful to Garrett for inviting us into his home and allowing us to go on this journey. So, thank you.
Okay, I'm not that much shorter than Susan. Oh, okay. So you may be wondering, what is this all about? So when we were on this trip, and we were on at the sheep camp, as Carissa mentioned, we had a younger, one of the people who came with us, her grandson had come. And he had told us we needed to go to this stump. It was a ponderosa pine stump. And we needed to collect some of the wood from it. So that's kind of how we were taught by the Sasquatch to do some healings. So as part of our need to share with others, we came up with these little, I called it Squatchy medicine bags. Garrett calls it Squashy medicine bags, but it's the same. So you all have the tags, the lanyards on them. They're easily to just slip right off. You can hold it because you can always put it back on. And then these bags, it's tied in a little knot. So you can open this up. Those of you who don't have one and you're interested, we do have some here if you're interested. They're $20. So if you want to take part of this healing ceremony now, or you can come and get them later. But within your bags, anybody got it open, or am I just really fast?
Yeah, Gayle's really fast. So just to kind of elaborate a little bit more about what happened, this 10-year-old kid that was with us, he is very, very, very intuitive. He is, as most kids are, right? And we were relying on him a lot because, as you know, the kids are not programmed as much as we are with some of the baggage and some of the rough and density, of earth and whatnot. So he still had a lot of that purity with him. And so when he was relaying this information to us, when we were gathering these wood chips, he had said that the Squatchies helped him. And of course, make believe or real. So what happened was I had asked him, I said, who helped you? He said, the Squatchies. They took the axe and they said it was too small because it was a small little hatchet. And they started chopping these pieces for him, and he was bringing back these big wood chips. And I was testing him because I'm super, super sensitive to energy. And when I asked him, he said, these are for you. They're supposed to be burned in the fire. I picked up these woods. And sure enough, they were supercharged. And then when I had also asked him to hand me the hatchet, he gave it back to me, and I could feel the vibration in that hatchet. It was super vibing really, really highly. And so the next day after we had received this, he was back up there again, this time with the bigger axe. And he said that, he said there was 2 adolescent squashies that were helping him chop these wood. And they had come out of a portal right near this stump. There was a portal that was right there. And they said that each of us needed to go up there, and what they would do would super infuse and supercharge that stump, and that each of us were going to go in there, collect these wood chips for ourselves, but also as gifts to each other. So that's what, in these medicine bags, if you find, there's that wood chip that's in there.
So there's a lot of these. These are also ponderosa pines, but that's the filler. You will find one that's a lighter color.
Take a smell of it first. So go ahead and inhale it. It looks white, so don't confuse it with the other chips. It's an actual piece of pine. It's a ponderosa pine.
The other chips are also ponderosa in there, so while they're all together, they are getting charged as well with this Sasquatch energy. This chip is good for our exercise, but the others are good for other things as well. If you have a plant that really needs a boost, or just to keep it in your pillow.
Right. Does everyone find a piece in theirs? Okay, now we're going to share. What the heck do you do with this? Oh, sorry. Okay, now we're going to say what the heck we're going to do with this.
So Gayle, Karissa is going to be in front here. She'll demonstrate how to work with it.
Okay.
And SuSun, you can be the guinea pig. Yeah. So you guys, everybody have the wood chip? All right.
So one of the, when you're camping, you're not sleeping in your normal bed, you kind of get all your body aches, or you've got your other pains that you carry with you. So part of this, we're all together at the campfire, and the little boy, Ronnie, says, you need to draw a box. Just draw a box with this chip. And we were like, okay. He says the Sasquatch is telling him to do this. So
everybody go ahead and stand up.
Stand up and find a place that you can have your own little space to draw
little
your
space.
box. Yeah. So the box needs to be big enough so you can stand within it.
And for those of you who don't have the sticks, there is a box that I drew right here in the center. If you want to feel the energy of this, you can feel free to stand inside. The ones in front, there's a box right near Karissa as well. And I can open some more up too.
So the best part of this was like, the Squatchies are telling us how to do some healing. I picked up what they gave me information about using herbs and stuff like that, but I said, they want us to use this box. What does this mean? So we drew the box, and so Carissa's going to show it to you. Well,
you just use your intention. We're opening almost a portal where things can be drained out, negativity can be drained out of you without harming you, without staying on the ground. You don't have to clear later because it's going somewhere.
It's going into the planet. And what Mama Earth and the Lemurians are down there, they have these crystal generators, and they gave this insight to me on our way back to Denver after this trip, is that there's these crystal generators in inner Earth that captures all the negativity, that capture all the release that we're doing. Especially from a healer practitioner perspective, we tend to ground a lot of that energy. And the Lemurians indicated that what these generators are doing are capturing this, I like to call it gunk, this junk energetically that no longer serves us, and they're transmuting it. They're utilizing these crystals to do that.
I think Ronnie even called it like the energetic trash can or something like that, right?
Okay, so everyone draw your box now. Just use your intention. Just draw a box.
And even for those of you, as we're doing this, because you're all connected to the Squatchies anyway, just draw it with your finger, with your intention right now. You're already connecting to their energies, even though you don't have this stick.
Now step into the box. And allow yourself to just relax and release.
Let it go. All that no longer serves. There you go. Let it go.
Take a deep breath in. Exhale.
Let it go. And just kind of pay attention to the sensations that are happening as well. So you may feel at the bottom of your feet this vacuum cleaner effect that is taking it out. So all that gunk that no longer serves you, that's what the purpose of this box is.
You may also feel a little imbalance, so make sure your stance, you widen your stance, where your legs are aligned with your shoulders. And just release. How's everyone feeling? You feel that? It's cleansing all that's not to your best interests.
Even if it's too much also, we've been doing a lot of activations yesterday and the energy is very heightened. So it's basically also helping you with taking this excess energy that you're carrying, too much overstimulation, if you want to call it that. So it's also grounding that into Mama Earth.
So one of the classes that Garrett taught after this experience, he had all us draw the box. And then he kept talking, and I know SuSun and I were sitting there, kind of like nodding off. And I noticed everyone else in the room was really quiet. He's like, oh, you have to close your box, because it was draining everything. So how are you feeling? Feel like you've released it? Good. So the one thing that, you don't want to drain forever. So when you're done, you will step out of your box, and with that little piece, go ahead and erase that box.
And then with your intention, if you don't have it, just use your finger to close it off and basically clear it out. So you're sealing that gunk into the planet, into Mama Earth, but like I mentioned, there are crystal generators underneath that are capturing, that are acting as a vacuum cleaner is what they're doing.
And we found out later, as Garrett and I were using our intuition as well, we thought, and also actually look at the physical pieces of the bark, and we realized that this stump was actually struck by lightning. So that's really amplified the properties of the pieces of bark that you have, as well as bringing forth our Sasquatch energies. So that is our gift to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're very welcome.
Yes, and if there's any questions before we do the activation, the telepathy, or experiences that you've helped, that you felt during this exercise, feel free to come up and share.
So if those of you are saying, oh, now what do I do? It's open. Take the string and just tie a little knot at the back side.
If you have trouble putting it back together and want one of us to fix it, I volunteer to help put it back together.
And then and then just grab your cord, not the side with the knots, but the open one. Just slip it underneath that knot and run your cord through it. And there you have it. So someone had asked a question if he could use it as a medicine bag for himself. I said, absolutely. So the additional chips, the ponderosa pine chips, that can be taken out. As Karissa said, you can use it to put it in your, your garden. You can gift that to someone. So it'll carry the energy. Because it's all being infused as it's in the same bag together.
Who felt that, by the way? Show of hands. You guys feel that? Yes. Yeah, of course you did. You're all Squatchy lovers. Why not? Right? All right. Whoops. Let me adjust it, sorry. Thanks to Gayle. Yeah, go ahead. Who has questions? Feel free, please. Yes, that'll work. Anybody have questions? Magic stick questions? Box questions? No? Pretty straightforward? Yes, please.
I just thought it might be nice maybe for some suggestions as far as someone who might be a little fearful or apprehensive of maybe an experience, what can be done to just eliminate that fear.
Yes.
And come in tune to your true self.
Thank you. That's perfect. Because one of the things, and that correlates to what we had learned, when the Sasquatch had asked us to sing these songs, we were supposed to sing, even one of the members had sung Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And then we're like, oh my God, what's the most common song that puts you in that heart space? Anybody have an idea? Happy birthday. So you want to sing happy birthday right now? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. Yay! We'll have to send it with your etheric. Yes. Yes. So notice how you're vibing right now. Feel happy, but feel your heart. Right? So that was the reason why they had asked us to sing these songs, because what it was doing was putting us into that vibrancy, and we were seeing the love of who they were. So therefore, like, if we're vibing, you know, this nice, joyful energy to them, why would we fear them? Because they're vibing that right back, right? So it's diffusing that fear. So thank you so much for asking that question. Does that make sense to you? So what I would suggest, and it was funny because we were trying to figure out what songs. We were like, okay, all right, who's up? Who's that? What song I'm going to sing? And I was like, well, I only know this one song, almost lyric by lyric, but I don't want to sing it. And it's Lady Marmalade. But you know, en français, literally means, will you sleep with me tonight? So I'm like, maybe I better not sing that. Yeah, it's like, I don't know about that one. So that was the purpose behind. So when you guys are out there, you know, yes, nighttime is a little freaked out, right? But that's what we had learned too. And even if you're interested in toning, because that's what we were doing last night, we were doing some toning at the amphitheater, and it did put us back into that heart resonance, into that energy of, you know, the inner child coming out, the energy of excitement, and then the fear just diffused. It completely went away, and it was like, you know what, it's not so scary anymore. So that was primarily the reason why. And we happened to mention, you know, I'm glad that you asked this question, because music and tones and energy certainly sets us back into this childlike energy, this energy of imagination, knowing that the magic is all around. And before I do this activation, I do want to share with you my experience, the biggest message that I walked away with as a result of this journey back to my homeland and back to, you know, where I come from. We had witnessed a lot of miraculous things that happened. And one of the things that had happened was, mysteriously, we had put up protection around the vehicles in which we were traveling with. So we used salt, and we put a circle of salt around these vehicles before, you know, because as you may know, there's not so fun things, right? So we didn't want any type of interference. We wanted only to be in the highest heart resonance. And so that aspect of me, you know, the galactic warrior, the warrior piece came through. So what had happened is we had put a salt around the RV in which we were traveling with. And the next day, all of a sudden, there was this ring around it, this black ring that was around the RV. And everybody was like, what the heck is that? I was like, oh, Garrett, you just poured water and maybe the water stained the ground or something on there. I said, I don't know. I don't think so. It would have dried up by now. And so finally, you know, me and Amy, who was the other participant, I went over there and picked up this black stuff. It was like a charcoal. And I picked it up and I'm like, look how dry it is. There's no way that this is water caused, right? And when I picked it up, it was just dry. It was dark and it started to stain my hand, so we thought it was a charcoal. So after, you know, me and Amy were examining, like, maybe it's coal, I don't know. We just let it go, right? So we went up to the mesa top and we found this. It was an ancient ash. It's an ancient ash that the Sasquatch in some way, you know, had guided us to where it was. It was really embedded in the layers of the rocks. It was very deeply in these layers, so we started collecting them. And they had said that it was called an ancient ash, and it was utilized for protection. So I said, oh, okay, so we gathered this. And then we came back down, and we were having breakfast. And Gayle was sick, so she was inside. She didn't know this was going on, but she was left by herself at the house, so we were just letting her be, you know, with all that energy that was integrating. And when we came back down, I was talking to Mom, or I forget who I was talking to, and Amy came running back into the house. She's like, Garrett, oh my God, that circle is gone. She goes, that ring, that round circle of sand is gone. And I knew right away. I was like, oh my gosh. So I ran outside, and sure enough, it had disappeared. And then in there were these markings. It was the glyphs. There were scratches in the dirt, and they were, I forget, I don't know if someone took a picture, but there was these glyphs where the RV was parked and where the circle was. And then at the end, there was more glyphs toward the front of the house. And then we found an owl feather that was there. I'm like, no way that owls are going to come in the midday and drop their feathers. So I knew it was a present from them. So of course, like I mentioned, my rationale was trying to process the whole thing. And what happened is I went to that place. I felt the energy, and energetically, it was very intense. And I just started crying. I said, and the Sasquatch and all the beings that were with us at that time, they had said to me that, Garrett, the magic is here. The magic has arrived. And so, when I was there, I was just crying. And each of you have come here, right? Knowing how hard it was. Knowing how difficult it was to be here, to be on the planet, but you knew there was a mission, there was a reason why, right? You came back because you're the strongest of the strong souls. And so when I saw this, I knew at that time that ascension was very close, that the magic and all this work that I've been doing was starting to pay off. And like I said, I just started crying. And I still get emotional about it because, as I mentioned, I've been coming back lots of times. So have you. So you know how hard it is. You know how rough it is. So when we're here together and start connection in our galactic souls, we are here recharging each other. And so I broke down and I started crying. And that's the message that I want to share with you all. As you go back to your lands, going back to your home, know that the magic is here. So what it is that you wish to bring into your lives, with your healing work, no more fear. It's done. We're done with that. So let it go. Let it go. It is done. So go out, do your work, shine your light, go out, because, you know, the Squatchies are here, they're helping you, they're helping us. We've already experienced so much magic, right? During our talk yesterday about this spirit guides, the key phrase that came in for a lot of those skeptics, and you're trying to rationalize, like, how do I let go, Garrett? How do I deal with this? Is you allow it. So first declaring to yourself, I allow the magic to happen. I allow the miracles to happen, because each of you are worthy of them. Right? We all have that common theme, I know we do. We're all givers, right? We give freely, but we're still in duality, we're still on Mama Earth. There's still the aspect of divinity that's duality, light, dark, male, female. So we're working in that operation because we haven't quite moved forward in the ascension. We're not quite there yet. We're there, we're getting closer and closer, with these beings that are here too. We're getting closer and more into the heart resonance. But they had shared with me this message to give to you all, to now declare to yourself that the magic has arrived. And as you are open to it, many miracles and many synchronicities, many validations, many of them will come. And ever since this trip, I've just been on this journey, being in the flow of it all, and meeting beautiful souls such as yourselves. So I want you guys to give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back to Mama Earth. Thank you for assisting Mama Earth. Good job.
Bravo. Thank you.
Yes, good job, guys. Thank you. All right, are you ready for this activation? And then we'll call it lunch. You're going to need to eat after this.
Do you sell a spray that helps, like when you leave here, the energies, a lot of people find themselves, when they go back into the real world,
Yes.
they get sick after being,
Integration?
Yes.
So
you have a spray to help.
I do have a few sprays to help with that, to help balance it out. But really what it comes down to is your intention. So, as these activation and continuation of this conference, vibration very high. So if it feels overwhelming to you, yes, you can draw the box. Don't keep it on consistently. I wouldn't recommend sleeping in it. You're going to feel very, very drained the next day. Only a few moments, okay? The other thing is, just keep in mind, ease and grace, okay? Adjust, ease and grace. So this is where you're working on a galactic nature of things as well. So ease and grace, adjust, integration, because you guys are in charge, right? We're still in 3D form. So even though we want to fly, even though we want to work on a galactic level, we're still in this 3D body. So make sure also, ask the Squatchies to adjust what healing that you've received, the vibrations that you have received as you go back into that place. You empath, the empath part of you, you go back into that space, Squatchies are there. So ask them to surround and neutralize all that doesn't need to be in your fields. And you're going to meet the right people. You're going to meet the right people out there as you're doing your work. Does that help? Yeah, ease and grace, adjust smoothly, adjust easily. You might want to call on Mother Mary or White Buffalo Calf Woman. Actually, come to think of it, yes, White Buffalo spray will help a lot with that. It's that mama love, is that sense of nurturing that comes, and White Buffalo Calf Woman is mother to the indigenous peoples, especially with the Plains people, the Lakota. She's sister to Changing Woman for us. In Navajo and Apache traditions, we have Changing Woman, and both of them are considered sisters. But their vibration carries, on an ascended master realm with Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Isis, White Tara. All of these beings carry that divine feminine, but that sense of nurturing. So if you are needing to go through those adjustments, if you're releasing, you might feel the need to release today, so just definitely spend some time outside, hug a tree. Now I understand why we do it. Laugh, keep it light, keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, right? So work with these divine feminine ones, okay? Sound good? Any last questions before I do the activation? Now that you're clear, now that we're not emotional more? I sometimes prefer to cry tears of joy rather than, tears of sorrow and stuff, but it doesn't help. I'm just that type of a person. But anyway, so this activation is going to help you because you guys, who's ready? Who wants to communicate even more strongly with the Sasquatch? With the Sasquatch. So I welcome now, because I had asked them this morning to bring your guides, to bring guides who are ready to work with you for this specific purpose, to help communication and establish telepathic connection and telepathic channels and pathways. So I'm going to give it just a few moments here to allow them to come in, and yes, they're surrounding, they're filling the room, so give them your permission to work freely for you with the intention to connect on a telepathic level, establishing communication. Begin now, integration, activation, 7-7, Sasquatch Enneagram, 27 divided by 72, 99. 714, 521, 328, 135, 842, 649, 456, 263, 970, 777, 584, 391, 1989, 12, 8, 13, 9, 14, 19, 15, 11, 16, 21, 17, 13, 27, 89, 85, 90, 86, 91, 96, 92, 88, 93, 98, 94, 90, 104, 815-614-431-2309-479-896-695-494-2120. Take a deep inhalation, connecting pineal gland up, resonating highest vibrancy now. 101, 93, 103, 95, 105, 115, 107, 99, 109, 119, 111, 103, 131, 714, 521, 328, 135, 842, 649, 456, 263, 970, 777, 584, 391, 1989. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9 equals 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9 times 8 equals 72 divided by 9 equals 8 divided by 72 equals 0.111111111111111111. Take a deep breath in, accept and allow because each of you are worthy. Accept and allow because you are all worthy. And so it is. We thank our elders, we thank all those present, we thank our brothers and sisters of the stars, we thank those who are working with you now to continue your collaboration and communication with your individual Squatchy guides. I thank the ancestors for allowing us to walk upon these lands in beauty, with beauty before us, with beauty behind us, with beauty above us, with beauty within us, beauty below us, beauty all around us. In beauty it is finished. 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 Take a deep breath in. Now I want you to think of your favorite food. Pizza?
Your favorite?
Ice cream? Awesome. All right, so with that said, thank you so much for allowing us to speak to you and to provide these activations. We'll be here all weekend. We have our vendors table. We'll be doing the workshops tonight with the Featherway. And also, both Gayle and I, along with Carissa and SuSun, are available for healing sessions. So if you need assistance there, we're more than welcome to help you there. Sound good? Yeah. Awesome. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ho,
Oh, wow. Wow, I sure can feel the emotions and the energies and everything flowing since that wonderful presentation. Thank you all. Yes. And so, yes, it looks like we are ready for lunchtime. We've got 3 kinds of pizza available, homemade pizza, not store-bought stuff. We've got a chicken bacon ranch, a veggie, and a pepperoni and olive pizza, along with salad for $5 a plate. I think we can start lining up at the kitchen. Are we ready, Jody? Okay, we're ready. Oh, yeah, where are they going to be? I'll be right there. Okay. And these bags of the Ponderosa pine that they just spoke about, Gayle has them right here. They're for sale if anybody would like some.
They know.
And when we return, let's see, what time is it?
7 after.
Okay, so it's just a little afternoon now, so we'll stick to our schedule and be back here at 1:30 to hear Sunbo speak about interdimensionality. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a pass.